Compared to an AR-15, an AK reload is often said to be a lot harder. Really, that comes from people misunderstanding it. One little change in rewiring how you look at this reload will change how quickly and how consistently quickly you can do it. So I think if you were to ask even a lot of really good AK shooters what's going on when you reload an AK, is that what they're going to tell you is that your chief goal, if you really break it down, is to mate this front lug here with the internal lug in the receiver and then pivot around that connection that you've just made to lock the magazine in. Now, nothing necessarily wrong with that, but we can speed it up just a little bit. So the issue with perceiving the AK reload as mating those lugs up and then rotating it around that position is that that's a very precise point of contact that you have to make happen. If we can simplify it both in your mind and in where you're putting the magazine, it'll make this thing be a whole lot quicker and repeatable. So I'm going to use this Strybog to show you kind of what I'm talking about here. It's the same concept as an AR-15 as to where all you have to do is put that mag in the mag well straight up in there. Now this gun's got a mag well on it to where it's a little bit flared out, but the magazine on it is a double stack, double feed magazine, so it's relatively wide. We've got plenty of space in here with the mag well, but if, let's just say, we had a thinner mag, like a double stack single feed mag, you've got even more space to play around with to where you can miss and still have that mag go up into the gun. And that's what we're going to translate over into the AK. So taking a look at the AK mag, the front of the magazine on top here is going to be a little more narrow, and the back of it is going to be a little wider. The magazine well on the AK is the same thing. The front is narrow and the back is wide. Instead of conceptualizing it as putting the lug into this lug and pivoting around that, you just take this magazine, the thin part in the front, and you just take the big mag well in the back and shove it straight up in there. It doesn't really matter where you land, because as long as you're in the mag well, it locks in. And the reason it works like that is because if you just put the magazine, the thin part up in the front, it's going to bottom out on the bolt carrier group that's sitting forward on the rifle, and when you rock it forward, that lug comes from the top and is seated into the receiver lug, but you don't have to pay it any attention. All you had to do was get it into the mag well like an AR or a Strybog. You just get it straight up in there. So like the example of the Strybog, and even an AR-15 where you just put that mag straight in there, that's regarded as easy, and the AK is regarded as hard. Really, if you rephrase it to where all you gotta do is just put this straight in there, that's easy. And this rock back is the equivalent of just giving it a tap, like on an AR, to make sure your magazine is seated. With obviously the only modification to that really being that it's not straight up in there, it's from a 45-degree angle, straight up in there. The only caveat is that some metal mags may have a little too much beef there in the very back. The back corner of the magazine might rub a little too much on the front of the mag catch housing. So there you have it. Unlike traditionally where what you're thinking about doing is putting those lugs together and then rotating it, you can go a whole lot faster by just treating this thing as a mag well and shoving that straight up in there. Doesn't really matter quite where you hit. You rock back, that mag is in the gun. You don't have to worry about mating those lugs together and pivoting. It's really just more of a